The biggest, most important Republican, certainly in politics right now, is the Speaker, Kevin McCarthy, who actually talked about false equivalency. Listen to McCarthy here.
Was that a good look for the former president to have boxes in a bathroom?
I don't know. Is it a good picture to have boxes in a garage that opens up all the time? A bathroom door locks.
I mean, that's what they're going to now, right? I mean, McCarthy is talking about the fact that these were in a bathroom. Where they weren't was the National Archives. Where they weren't was the White House. And he's talking about Joe Biden having had documents himself that he announced, that he said, come get, come look at, look everywhere in my house and get them. Similarly, former Vice President Mike Pence did the same thing. That's the way these things should be handled when they happen. They shouldn't happen, obviously, and I think there's going to be a review of that. But it's you know, that is where he kept them. You can see the picture here. It's a Mar-a-Lago bathroom, a ballroom, a storage room on the ground floor of the place. And you know, you had people saying that it's hard to get in there. I don't know if we have Byron Donalds sound. Do we have that video? Because here's Congressman Byron Donalds from Florida talking about that.
You guys are throwing up the pictures about they were in a bathroom or they were on a stage. As somebody who's been to Mar-a-Lago, you just can't walk through Mar-a-Lago of your own accord because Secret Service is all over the place. So if the documents are in a place, they're in a room, depending on the time of year, you can't even get into said room. There are 33 bathrooms at Mar-a-Lago. So don't act like it's just in some random bathroom that the guests can go into. That's not true.
But the guests can go where Donald Trump can wave around a nuclear secretive nuclear document, can't they, Max Burns?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's good in Donald's mind that you only have a 1 in 33 chance of jeopardizing national security and stealing the nukes. I mean, it involves looking past the point, which all these Republicans are doing, that it's not about how secure where he put them was, it's that he shouldn't have had them at all, and that he made active efforts to hide them. I mean, the fact that the bathroom has a lock, well, the giant human-sized window next to it doesn't. And it's so much talking past this point and hoping you just won't notice.
Right, and it's also where they're not, right? I mean,
exactly. That's
they're in the bathroom, they're in the ballroom. Where are they not? Right? They're not where they're supposed to be.
They're not safely secure in the archive. That's the point. It's not about how safe it theoretically is at Donald Trump's place of living. That's besides the point. This stuff is supposed to be under lock and key, absolutely unable to be viewed or seen or interpreted by people who don't have the highest levels of security clearance in the government. That's the point there. I'm not really sure what that brother was trying to get at with that one.
Yeah, it is unclear. And not to mention, they weren't only in one of the 33 bathrooms, they were in a storage room, a room that could be reached through multiple entrances, including a door leading from the pool patio that was often kept open, according to the indictment. More than 80 boxes were kept there, according to prosecutors. But again, it's all about what did Biden do? And the childish back and forth that the Speaker of the House had with some reporters yesterday, he went on to talk about those false equivalencies. Here is the esteemed Speaker.
I don't want people to take these documents away, the vice president, Pence, but as a senator, you'd have to steal the documents. You know what concerns me is you have these, a lot of these documents behind a Corvette in a garage with the door wide open. And you've got the son of Hunter Biden who knows who he has there in and out. I mean, there's a lot of concerns on both sides.
The son of Hunter Biden. I don't know. All they have to find any way they can to say Hunter Biden to make things, equal. Oh yeah, but Hunter Biden. I don't even know what he was talking about. You have the son of Hunter Biden there. But here's the difference, right? He's talking about Joe Biden's garage. He's talking about the people that could have come to President Biden's home. Joe Biden, when he found out about it and when his administration found out about it, contacted the FBI and the National Archives and said, we have these, come and get them. Don't know how they got here. there was no intent, right? There wasn't intent on the part of Mike Pence. Same thing. Wasn't intent on the part of Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. These documents ended up there. They were reported by those people and their staffs, said, come and get them. They went and got them without incident. When they went to get the documents from Donald Trump, there was pushback, there was blocking, there was obfuscation constantly. And that's part of this indictment. Mike Levine of ABC News saying, by contrast to what happened with the others, the indictment against Donald Trump not only says that nearly all of the 31 documents he's charged with willfully retaining at his Mar-a-Lago estate were marked as classified, but it also details alleged conversations and actions showing that he allegedly knew he took and held on to classified documents from the White House. That's the difference. Not just the fact that the others didn't resist, not just the fact that those documents were there, but he allegedly knew and he took and held on to classified documents from the White House. When Biden's personal attorneys first found classified documents in private offices associated with Biden, they said they notified the National Archives and Records Administration and they helped the government retrieve them. Trump, on the other hand, is saying that he tried to obstruct justice. The Justice Department is saying he tried to obstruct justice. This is the Washington Post. Those allegations include moving boxes out of a storage room, telling an attorney to search that room for classified material without saying that dozens of boxes were being kept elsewhere, suggesting an attorney hide or destroy documents that had been subpoenaed, and causing another person to make false statements about whether all the classified documents had been produced. Was, I mean, this is a crime. I mean, this is blatant. Yeah. This is, if proven, this is really ugly stuff.
Yeah, it feels like they got this guy dead to rights, honestly. We'll see whether or not, because let's face it, presidents just don't get locked up. That's just not something that we do to them. Even when they have been found to have committed crimes. You think of Richard Nixon, for instance. Not only did he not get locked up, he got pardoned later on, and everybody was like, "No, it's we're getting over it." We still like Dick Nixon. It's like this sort of fraternal order where they don't turn on their own. But usually we're talking about crimes that were done in office, right? This guy had the misfortune of committing major crimes while out of office. But I think what you see there with McCarthy is the general strategy of the GOP as it pertains to the stuff that Trump is getting indicted for. It's this idea that these aren't big deals, right? This guy had, he might have had some documents on his person, no big deal. Nobody got hurt, there was no intent. Yes, there are rules against this, but he's the president. You might understand why we're able to bend some rules for him. The situation in New York involving Stormy Daniels, I think their strategy is gonna be the same and appeal to normal people and say, should a guy really go to jail for paying a prostitute not to put his business out on the streets, right? Hush money, essentially. I think they're gonna appeal to people's sensibility that this isn't something that you lock a guy up and throw away the key for. And to be honest, guys, just to put this in a little bit of different perspective, I think about all of the people from the Trump regime and all the Iraqis that got killed, all the trillions of dollars we wasted, knowing that these guys lied to us intentionally on purpose to send us there. And them people, they never saw even a courtroom, even the threat of one. And I think that's what the GOP is gonna appeal to, just the idea that people have gotten away with way worse and not had to go to jail for it.
I like Watts. For a second, I got scared. You said, and to be honest, guys, I thought you were going to tell us that you paid off a prostitute. I'm glad you didn't. Max, pick up.
Who among us has?
Who among us? Right? Jerry. By the way, Jerry Springer, who we recently lost, paid a prostitute with a check. One of the most unbelievable stories in American political history. He was mayor of Cincinnati. Max, let's get back to this, though, the real stuff here. Pick up on what Was saying. I'm sure you have a lot to say on this as well.
Yeah, I'm genuinely curious who Kevin McCarthy's arguing with, because there's not a single Democrat in America who says that Joe Biden had a right to have those documents. There's not Joe Biden, not anybody. They worked immediately to turn them over. And I think where this really hurts the Republican Party is now the American people are gonna try to understand this issue, and they're gonna look for clear messaging. On the Democratic side, that's easy. Donald Trump's a crook, he stole battle plans, the guy's dangerous. But on the right, you don't see any clear messaging.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.